Hello, folks. Welcome, music lovers, thrill seekers, conversationalists all across the fruited plain. It is I, Ray Smiley, here on the Excellence in Podcasting Network. And we have a lot to get to today here, folks. And starting with it, here we have the Martin Luther King penis statue, folks. That's one thing we have to go at. A Florida man, on the theme of penises here, and the liberals, I guess they really seem to like penises. There's a Florida man from Broward County wanted to erect a 6-foot-tall pink penis statue on public land for LGBT and AIDS awareness. That's another one. Greta Thunberg, I'm sure you've all heard about this, and that's what's going to be the highlight of our program, because anybody that has watched the show before on the previous channel, before it got canceled by woke YouTube for election and vaccine misinformation, the Greta rants was really the highlight of everything. So we're going to get into that. And akin to Greta, you had Al Gore going on there about his thing. And then we also have Facebook. Now, that's probably going to be where we start. Facebook is now allowing women who identify as trans or non-binary to post topless photos. Yes. You can't make this stuff up, folks. And the NHL and gay pride, that's another one. We're gonna get into that just because a Russian player decided he didn't want to wear a gay pride jersey. I think played for the Philadelphia Flyers. And Ted Cruz gives a good one to Eric Swalwell. In fact, we'll start with Ted Cruz and Eric Swalwell. So for those of you who don't really know about this, Eric Swalwell is I believe he's a representative from California, who was a member of the January 6th committee, this, that, and the other thing, had accused, he was also on the whole Trump being, Russia collusion, this, that, and the other thing. However, it turned out that he was having sex with and sleeping with, and getting in, very close to a Chinese spy, but then a fang, so to speak. So Ted Cruz and the Chinese spy thing, it really is. You Google Eric Swalwell and Chinese spy. Like I said, we used to call her Fang. And so Eric Swalwell had gone to Ted Cruz on Twitter and had posted a thing that said, a tweet that was like, well, Mr. Cruz, if my San Francisco 49ers beat your Dallas Cowboys, you can't tweet for the rest of January. Likewise, if your Dallas Cowboys beat my San Francisco 49ers, which 49ers are favorited to beat the Cowboys, I can't tweet for the rest of January. So what is it, Ted? You a good Texan or not? And then Ted Cruz tweets back, how about we bet a Chinese dinner on it? Boom! Bah! Elbow to the face of Mr. Swalwell right there, folks. Just had to get in there. Now to the fake book thing here, folks. This is from the New York Post. Oh boy, there's the headline here. Facebook, Instagram may lift ban on bare breast, but only for trans and non-binary. Article goes on to say, Facebook and Instagram may now allow transgender and non-binary users to flash their bare breasts, but women who were born female and who are eager to free the nipple are out of luck, according to Meta's advisory board. Meta's oversight board, an independent body of experts, which Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg called the company's Supreme Court for content moderation and censorship policies, ordered Facebook and Instagram to lift a ban on images of topless women for anyone who identifies as transgender or non-binary, meaning they view themselves as neither male nor female. The same images of female presenting nipples would be prohibited if posted by a cisgender woman, but permitted if by an individual self-identifying as non-binary, the board noted in its decision. You can check this article out on New York Post, folks. It's right there. The board cited a recent decision to overturn a ban on 2 Instagram posts by a couple that describes themselves as transgender and non-binary that posted topless but covered their nipples only to have the post flagged by other users. Meta banned the image, but the couple won their appeal and the photo was restored online. Meta will rely on human reviewers who will be tasked with quickly assessing both a user's sex, as this policy applies to female nipples and their gender identity. The board said, folks, you can't make this stuff up. A spokesperson for Meta had told the Post, we welcome the board's decision in this case. He added that the company's plans to respond to the board's recommendations, which are non-binding in 60 days. We had reinstated this content prior to the decision, recognizing that it should not have been taken down. The spokesperson said of the Post by the American couple, we're constantly evaluating our policies to help make our platform safer for everyone. The rep added that we know much more can be done to support the LGBTQ plus IA everything out letter in the alphabet community, and that means working with experts on the LGBTQ plus advocacy organizations on a range of issues and product improvements. Facebook in years past has been accused of over-sexualizing breasts. Anyhow, it continues to go, cis women's breasts have been sexualized, however, breasts are not sex objects. They are to feed children. The original purpose of breasts, Huff told the Post. This is Michael R. Huff, a Los Angeles-based attorney who was formerly a lesbian, and who transitioned to being a man, and argues that Meta's new policy poses a violation of equal protection clause under the 14th Amendment. As I was saying, I skipped a little bit. When balancing the interests of anyone's equal rights against another's potential its vicious outbursts, our individual rights and liberties must trump, I wonder why they threw that word, or we face a slippery slope to demolishing other legal protections. Now, folks, does this make any sense? Okay, this is along the same lines of which I said on the previous channel, which again was canceled. If a teenage boy, I myself, when I was a teenage boy, I didn't have no facial hair and I had long hair. I could have passed off as identifying as female. If a bunch of teenage boys like this decide, hey, I identify as female, let me into the women's locker room. Of course, not in the free state of Florida. That wouldn't happen. Then why can't all these slutty couples just say, I'm non-binary and basically have pornographic material on Facebook because they identify as non-binary or trans or whatever? It doesn't mean you are. It means you identify as one. You see where this is going? I said a long time ago, and this is what's going into my next segue. I said a long time ago, when they were talking about gay marriage and this, that, and the other thing, and legalizing gay marriage, this was back when I was in high school, I said, look, I don't have a problem with it. I believe that they should have the same legal rights. And my late mother was a divorce attorney, and her thing was, they're going to get married, they're going to get divorced. More money for me, right? But I said, but you shouldn't call it marriage. Call it like garage, because the Bible defines marriage as a union, a holy union between a man and a woman, because only a man and a woman, yes, I get that. Only a man and a woman can produce children. Now, men may believe that two men can produce a child, like, what's his name? Mayor Pete Buttigieg and his boyfriend. However, it's just not the same thing. And I said, when they allow this to happen, and they allow them to marry, and they allow them to adopt, you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. So now we have here, from the Sun Sentinel, which wants me to subscribe to them so they can kiss my ass. So I'm going to have to find it again. But basically, there is a penis statue. No, there isn't. There is a guy that wants to. Let me see, what do I got here? Oh, I can probably find it somewhere else. Oh, wait. No, we don't want that one. Okay, GazetteExtra.com. That should probably be free to use. Penis statue coming to Fort Lauderdale Beach. Not if up to the mayor. Article goes on to say, can you envision a 300-pound statue of a 6-foot-high pink penis on display at a public park in Orlando and Fort Lauderdale's famed corner of Los Olas and A18? Now, for those of you that aren't from the state of Florida or South Florida, this is a very, very popular intersection. Well, apparently Chad Stevens can. The rabble-rousing atheist from Boca Raton, a First Amendment activist with a long resume of poking fun at government officials who dare to ignore the separation of church and state, is at it again. Stevens, the man who made headlines a decade ago after winning permission to put up a beer can-themed Festivus pole at the state capitol, is now seeking permission from Fort Lauderdale and 8 other cities to erect a 6-foot-high, custom-made penis statue at various local town squares. So far, he said he's gotten a strong no from Deerfield Beach and a possible maybe from Fort Lauderdale. There are a lot of gays in Fort Lauderdale, for those of you who are not Florida residents. Stevens, who fired off requests by email the past couple of weeks, says his latest quest is inspired by Japan's Shinto Kanemaru Matsuri Festival of the Steel Phallus. Wait a minute, folks. Have you ever heard about this? I guess only in Japan here. Festival of the Steel Phallus, an event held yearly in Kawasaki in celebration of love, fertility, and the male genitalia. I wonder if the penis in Japan is only about yay big. No? I don't know. The festival, which happens to be popular with LGBT communities, is held on the first Sunday of April at the Kanayama Shrine. Stevens is still waiting to hear from 7 other cities, including Miami Beach, Wilton Manors, where he's proposing a special pride-painted effigy, Hollandale Beach, Deerfield Beach, Margate, Boca Raton, Delray Beach, and Baltimore. I didn't know why Baltimore. It's the sister city to Kawasaki. You know what? Miami Beach, folks. Miami Beach might do it. There's a lot of gays down there, and it's a place that I have been to. I've been in Florida all 32 years of my life. I have never visited Miami Beach more than 4 times. One of those was to pick up my girlfriend. One of them was to buy a truck. No, I think it's only been 3 times. And the first time when I was 4 years old, I got a sea lice swam up my Johnson. It just goes to show you what you can catch in Miami Beach. So, yeah, no. Penis statue goes on to the other thing. Martin Luther King. They posted a statue unveiled on Martin Luther King Day. And, well, it's if you've seen it, folks, it's not hard to find. But what it is it's essentially it's a statue, a bronze statue of just Coretta Scott King and Martin Luther King's arms embracing each other, right? And if you look at it from a certain angle, folks, it looks like a giant, again, from a certain angle. You have to look at it from the angle. You see Coretta Scott's hands with her little bracelet there, holding because again, it's just hands. But it looks like she's holding, and this is a bronze statue, a giant schlong. That's the only way you could put it. It really does. Again, you have to see it from a certain angle, but it looks like she's holding a giant schlong. And again, New York Post, woke $10 million MLK penis statue insults the black community, Coretta Scott King. Even some kin of Coretta Scott King hate the $10 million sculpture just dedicated to her and her iconic civil rights leader husband in Boston, with a cousin claiming it looks like a penis. The massive bronze piece, titled The Embrace, features sets of 2 arms holding each other, like I already said. After it's Coretta Scott and Martin Luther King hugging after he won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1984. But like I said, there's no actual bodies. It's just 2 sets of arms. Google it yourselves and you'll figure it out. But then, so the mainstream media was reporting on it like it's all beautiful because they were told they had to say that, said Seneca Scott, Coretta's cousin. He told the Post this on Sunday, referring to the new artwork on the Boston Common. But then when it came out, a little boy pointed out, that's a penis. And everybody was like, yo, that's a big old dong, man, said the 43-year-old California resident. And again, if you look at the article on the New York Post, you will see it from this particular angle, it looks like a big old dong. No questions about it. None at all. None at all, folks. Damn, I'm getting thirsty. I guess it's time for a little chug-a-rooney. Now, what do we have next on this piece? Oh, here it is, folks. Here is the... Wait, let me look at this. Okay, we went on about the Swalwell thing. Florida man with the penis. NHL and gay pride. We'll get to that last here. So, what do we have next, eh? What do we have next? Oh, yes. Guys, you're going to be very, very entertained by this. Let's see if we can't find this here. The Greta rant. Greta, wait, no, we'll stick on the damn, we will stick on the gay things, since we're already all over the gay things. You see, if you notice nowadays, folks, you can't get away from gayness. It's in your face all the time. This, folks, this is from Outkick. Ivan Provorov jersey sells out after media crucifies him for not wearing a Pride-themed jersey. Outkick is, of course, the great Clay Travis's outfit. Just a few short days after the most mainstream media crucified Ivan Provorov, his Philadelphia Flyers jersey officially sold out online at both the NFL shop and Fanatics. Both websites were advertised. Their Provorov's jersey is almost gone, and the only men's jersey sizes left are extra small. Basically, so Provorov has dominated the headlines throughout the week after deciding not to wear a Pride-themed jersey during warm-ups ahead of Philadelphia's game against Anaheim Ducks on Tuesday night, while the rest of his teammates donned the LGBT-themed sweaters during warm-ups. Provorov remained in the locker room. After the Flyers' 5-2 win over the Anaheim Ducks, the Russian defenseman explained his decision not to wear the Pride jersey. I respect everybody, and I respect everybody's choices, Provorov explained. My choice is to stay true to myself and my religion. And of course, the woke media, again from Outkick, loses its mind over the Pride jersey incident. Provorov staying true to himself, the election emerging. ESPN's Greg Wyshynski expressed his anger by pointing out that Provorov had worn military appreciation jerseys in the past, which he believes is a bad thing. He also labeled anyone not up in arms about Provorov choosing to wear a jersey as homophobes. Now, this continued to go on. There was a guy, I have it here in my notes. Should just have Clay Travis talk about this, but it's my show here. There was an analyst. I don't have his name. Do I? Let me see here. Hold on a second, folks. I should have gotten this. There we go. Then on Wednesday night, NHL, this is again from Outkick, NHL Network's EJ Hradek went on a patently absurd rant and suggested Provorov get on a plane, return to his home country of Russia, and get involved in the war in Ukraine. We truly have a woke-off taking place in the media because an adult man made the religious-based decision not to wear a jersey with rainbows all over it. So tolerant, so inclusive. I love Outkick. For any of you guys that aren't subscribers of Outkick, you should definitely join and subscribe to Outkick because you know what? It really is. When it comes to sports, you know they're not woke and they don't cut any corners. Now, it's Greta time, folks. Oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes. Along with Al Gore, it's Al Gore time, too. I mean, Al Gore, climate activist and former President Al Gore, this is from The Blaze, was mocked by Twitter users for blah, 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 blah. During Gore's energetic speech, he ranted about how climate change has led to boiling oceans and weather events like rain bombs. He predicted that there will be 1 billion climate refugees within the next century if people continue to use the sky like an open sewer. Well, what about you, Al Gore? You flew to this climate change summit in Switzerland on a private jet, did you not? I'm pretty sure you did, Al. What was it fueled by? Was it cow farts? Did you know that France actually was thinking about masking cows by putting basically diapers on them to reduce the amount of methane in the air? What the hell are they doing? Listening to AOC? It's the farting cows. Bane of our existence. They tell us not to eat meat. They tell us all this, but they fly around in private jets, folks. People are familiar with that thin blue line that the astronauts bring back in their pictures from space, Gore stated. That's the part of the atmosphere that has oxygen, the troposphere, and it's only 5 to 7 kilometers thick. That's what we're using as an open sewer. We're still putting 162 million tons of greenhouse gas in every single day, and the accumulated amount is now trapping as much as extra heat as would be released by 600,000 Hiroshima-class atomic bombs exploding every single day on the Earth. That's what's boiling the oceans, creating atmospheric rivers, rain bombs sucking the moisture out of the land, and creating the droughts and the melting of the ice and the raising sea level and causing these waves of climate refugees, added Al Gore. Gore warned that climate refugees crisis would lead to xenophobia and political authoritarian trends that would ultimately hinder our capacity for self-governance. You can't make this shit up, folks. At the same time, in this plays right into it, Greta Thunberg, Swedish climate activist, this is from NPR, folks, right here in the stack, was briefly detained on Tuesday by police at a protest over the controversial expansion of a Western Germany coal mine that has become a flashpoint for that country's climate debate. Protests at Lützerath, a tiny village slated to be cleared and demolished to make way for the nearby Gerschweiler coal mine, have grown massive and contentious over the past week. At least 15,000 people had demonstrated this on Saturday. That included Thunberg, now 20 years old, who still looks like a 12-year-old boy, who has been among the world's most prominent climate protesters since she addressed the 2008 United Nations Climate Change Conference as a teenager. Thunberg had traveled to Germany this week to join the Lützerath demonstrations. On Tuesday, she was among a group of protesters carried away by police after they approached the edge of the mine. The German news agency DPA had reported this. She was released shortly after, according to Reuters. A post of hers on Twitter. Climate Strike Week 2030. We are currently in Lützerath, a German village threatened to be demolished for an expansion of a coal mine. People have been resisting for years. Join us here at 12 or a local protest tomorrow to demand that hashtag Loserbleibt, hashtag climate strike. No more blah, 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 which Al Gore actually also said in his crazy rant. Oh, by the way, Christopher Wray from the FBI was there. Pretty sure the FBI doesn't need to be at this stupid climate change thing in Switzerland, but hey, what do they do other than try and get Trump in jail and get Biden free, right? While he drives down the road, hey, my Corvette. Oh no, now it's more like, hey, I'm Hunter Biden. I'm Hunter Biden here, man. Oh, I'm gonna get my crack pipe. Hey, I'm driving down the road in this Corvette. Hey, Pops, you want some classified documents to go by? Ooh. Hold on, man. Let me smoke some more crack. Yeah. But the FBI only cares about Donald Trump's classified documents, right? The Grosweiler mine is one of 3 massive open pit coal mines in the German state. Blah 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 blah. So that's what we have about Greta, right? So she protested in this coal mine. Now, Clay Travis, again, brilliant creator of Outkick, had stated, he had said actually on the Clay and Buck show that why doesn't she go and protest in front of a factory in China? She only does it in places where she knows she's not going to get in trouble, really. And my statement on that was, folks, Germany has to open more coal plants because they rely on Russian energy, and that has been cut off. We're paying the United States, like we always are, paying for all these underdeveloped nations and the World Climate Accord. They can pollute the hell out of everything, whereas developed nations like most of Europe and even the United States are paying 40% of their annual income at best just to heat their house this winter. Now, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure Greta Thunberg has plenty of money. And I'm pretty sure that wherever she lives, unless she lives inside of a tauntaun, you know, the thing from Star Wars, I believe it was it a tauntaun? I believe it was a tauntaun. That, you know, when Luke Skywalker was attacked by the Yeti creature and they had to use a lightsaber to open its gut and then they, you know, put him inside so he wouldn't freeze. Unless Greta Thunberg lives in a freaking tauntaun, or unless she lives somewhere in the Caribbean where it doesn't get cold, she has no idea. Either that or she's paying for electricity, which is powered by coal and gas. That's how it works. That's just how it works. Or nuclear, neither of which the Democrats want. So Germany is opening up for a new coal mine because many people can't afford to heat their homes because they have to pay exorbitant amounts of money to buy the materials like coal to run the power plants. So if Greta wants to complain about this, why doesn't she? I don't know. No, we don't want her to stand naked. No, that would be gross. Stand in a unitard in the middle of winter in Germany, no jacket, no nothing, just a unitard, and then have somebody throw a bucket of ice water on her. And then, folks, let's see if she protests coal mines. She doesn't have to deal with it. I'm pretty sure, was she the one? I don't know if she was the one or if it was some other whack job teenager loon that sailed across like the Arctic Circle and was like, oh my God, it's all melting because I can actually get across. I'm pretty sure he had a damn coal or wood burning furnace on board that damn sailboat. Just saying. Just because it's good for the goose doesn't mean it ain't good for the gander. And that's the same thing with all these rich Green New Deal, climate alarmists, and everything else. They fly everywhere on private jets. They don't fly coach. They don't fly on commercial airliners. They don't even fly first class on an Emirates A380, which is pretty damn nice, probably even nicer than some of these private jets. Yet, that reduces a lot more emissions. No, they fly in the gas guzzling Lear jets that they're using our money for, and then telling us that we need to buy a damn Tesla. As I've said many times, folks, to the Democrats, 2 plus 2 equals 5. But in reality, 2 plus 2 will always equal 4. Actually, to the Democrats, 2 plus 2 doesn't equal 5. It equals 39 trillion? I think that's about right, folks. Anything else on here? I don't think I do. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Don't let anybody put any penis statues on your lawn. Remember, if you're in a Second Amendment state, use it. Get that dick off my lawn! Happy Friday, folks. Catch you next week. And let's go, Brandon. Talk tank.